Right, morning boys and girls. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to fit the sump. Now there is a cork gasket, comes with this headset, and there's also two little strips of cork, one on each. There's one for each end of the engine, and they fit the end cap. The main bearing end cap where it mounts to the plate. You force it in and then cut it to size, and then the cork gasket, sump gasket, then fits over the top. Now unfortunately I cut a piece out of there thinking that it would fit over the top of it. It doesn't, so I'm going to have to be extra vigilant there, and I'm going to put some blue Hylamar in that recess. And that in turn locks into there. The actual sump plate itself sits at the centre part of it, where it's raised, sits here, so this part doesn't play an important role in it, but it will cover that end. So I'm quite happy that, although I did cut the end of the cork gasket, that I can actually fit it. So I'll just pause the video while I get set up, and then I'll show you what I intend to do then. So yeah, we've got the gasket in. I'm not going to put any Hylamar on the block part of the gasket, simply because I know that that's flat and it's all good. Again, this part at this end, that does interlock in there, and I'll pause the video and get it all set up for you, so that you can see exactly what's going to happen there. But that just fits like a little jigsaw piece in that corner there. That fits onto there like so. But I've got to line everything up, and then I'll show you what we intend to do then. So I'll pause the video and come back in a minute. Right, boys and girls, I've put a bead of the blue Hylamar all the way around the raised edge. There's a raised edge on the sump. Now I've just run that little thin bead on there, and it'll just help bed the cork gasket in, and I won't need to tighten it up as much. That was on advice from Vince, so hope that's. You've got to remember also, boys and girls, give that sump a good clean out, because whatever's in there now is going to be staying in there. So I'll just pause the video again, and we'll get set up. Right, so we're all lined up with the gasket. We've got our blue Hylamar. I'm just going to drop the sump into position, carefully lining the holes up that I can see. Now what I've also got is, well, I can't find it now. I got a little tool to just to line the gasket up. So I'll just have to use these little snipe nose pliers for the moment. But I'm just lining the gasket up with the holes in the block, so that it makes it easier to just get the small bolts in. And as I work my way around, these nuts have all been degreased, and I'll touch the paintwork up on them once I've got them into position. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a few in there just to hold it in place. So we know we've got everything right and everything's lining up. Don't tighten anything down. Don't tighten one down, because you won't be able to adjust. You won't be able to adjust the sump if it's just slightly out of line. So just get 3 or 4 around the edges. I don't know if you can see this video where I'm working right now. If not, I'll have to just come and demonstrate what I've done. Just get a few of these nuts in all the way around. And line up the holes where necessary, which is why I said you know, just keep them slack. You might have to just do a little bit of jiggling about just to get them in. Once you've got the four corners sort of lined up, hopefully it's just a case of then lining the rest of the studs up with the gasket, because it'll be the gasket that moves. The holes in the sump and the block are there, haven't moved, have they? So it's only the gasket that will stop them going in. So yeah, we're getting there now. We've got 5 or 6, 3, 6, 9, 3. We've got about 8 bolts in there now. So we can safely say now. I'll just give you a view. Yeah, what I did, I've put a couple in, and you can see, just so you can jiggle the sump around a little bit, just to make sure everything's lined up. So now I'll pause the video and get the rest of them in, and then I'll come back to you. Right, boys and girls, we've got all the nuts and bolts, all the bolts in. Now you'll see that these are like oval shaped, these spacers, and what they do is they grip the sump. Now I'm putting mine so that they're running parallel to the groove. You could turn them and have them that way, but then it's just gripping just right across there. I think if you turn them like so, you're getting a better grip onto the sump itself. So all those are going to be tightened down, and I'm just doing each one hand tight. I'm going round each one just hand tight until they're all fastened down, and it's pulling the sump down steadily down on in each particular place. Go round about it. Don't do every one in sync, you know, following on from one to the other. Swap around. Do one on this side. Do a couple on the other side, so that you're pulling your sump down, you know, evenly all the way along. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around again. I'm going to tighten all these up. I'd like to just refer back to where I said about the Hylamar, where I put it in this back section here. As you can see, the sump does nearly come up to the engine plate here, so I wanted that Hylamar to grab inside there on the back of the sump. So that's and again we've done it in the front, so that there, I know that's all sealed up, which is a point worth mentioning. The engine damper that I mentioned in my last post, I've ordered that. Thanks to Danny, he put me onto that. I have ordered one, and that'll be here, which is why I'm putting the sump on and not carrying on with the other bits and pieces. So that's going to be done in due course. I'll come back to you and I'll tell you what the torque setting is for these sump bolts. It's about £7, but I'm not 100% certain, so I'll get the manual, check the torque, and I'll come back to you. Right guys, I've just checked the sumped crankcase, and I thought that was £7, but I was actually wrong. It's £6 per foot, which is 0.8 kilograms Newton meters, so 0.8. So I'm going to set the torque wrench, torque these nuts down, and that basically will be the end of the fitting of the sump. I'll just show you. I've tightened them all down. Don't go around them one after the other. Tighten them separately, you know, alternate, zigzag them across, so that you pull your sump down nice and level, and it pulls it down evenly. You'll see that all these now are all facing in the same way. That one just needs to altering a bit. They're all facing along that way to hold this, pull this down onto the sump. So that's where we are so far. We've got the sump in place. I'll be able to get the engine the right way around, and then we'll be able to get on with doing the top end, the tappet followers and the valve lifters, whatever you call them, push rods, etc, etc. I've started painting the cylinder head, and I'll give you a picture of that cylinder head when now it's come back from the it's a really nice looking job he's done on that. So that'll be my next video, I'll show you that. So thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like them. I know some of these videos are boring, but you know, I'm showing you the progress I'm doing. So thanks for watching. If you like the videos, you can also subscribe to the channel. Thank you.